Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I want to go over a story that I believe is a big deal as we get into the season of honestly famine and food shortages. And if you aren't preparing for that right now, you are, in my opinion, a little nutty. And I can't wait to see some moronic comment like you're spreading fear. If you do not know what's going on in the world right now with the food supply and the food chain, and you are not preparing and storing up food, this is nutty. All right. So we're going to dive right into it. We're going to share the screen. And this is about Indonesia. Indonesia just bans palm oil exports as global food inflation spikes. Now, before you say, I don't care, this doesn't pertain to me, we're going to talk about how much oil Indonesia makes. And even if you do not use palm oil, I want you to understand this. There's a lot of people that do use it. It's used in many different things. And as they ban the export, right, to help their own economy because of the cost of oil exploding everywhere, right? You know, food grade oil. People that normally would use palm oil are now going to switch to alternatives, right? Not only for cost, but literally simply, I believe this summer, just trying to find anything they can. All right. So first off, let's do this. In 2018, the world produced 72 million tons of oil palm. Indonesia accounted for 57% of this. That's 41 million tons. And Malaysia produced 27%. All right. So right now, to say that they are the big boys on the block is an understatement. All right. Indonesia accounts for 57% of all the palm oil produced. All right. And as of right now, they are banning palm oil exports as the food inflation spikes. All right. I'm going to link this in the description below. Okay, guys. So we're going to go over this. Ban is totally unexpected. The India Trade Group stated, U.S. urges cooperation rather than export bans. Well, no, duh. Indonesian government under pressure to control cooking oil prices and global prices at records this year after Indonesian curbs. Edible oil markets roiled by Ukraine conflict. Few replacements, guys. Again, that's the boogeyman. It's not just the Ukraine conflict. It is so many other things. All right. So first off, let's do this. If you use palm oil, good news. You heard it on the Economic Ninja channel. Go pick up some extra. You know, obviously you don't want to go too crazy, but look at picking up extra that you can use throughout the year. Okay. I honestly could not tell you how long palm oil lasts in different types of containers, but I'm sure there's amazing videos on it. And if you guys know how to store oil properly, do me a favor and put it in the comment section so people can read about it. All right. Or if you have any good, resources of where people can learn stuff. So it says Indonesia, the world's top palm oil producer, announced plans to ban exports of the most widely used vegetable oil on Friday in a shock move that could further inflame surging global food inflation. It said the halting of shipments of the cooking oil and its raw material widely used in products ranging from cakes to cosmetics could raise costs for packaged food producers globally and force governments to choose between using vegetable oils in food or for biofuel. Indonesia counts for more than half the global palm oil supply. Now, guys, I've talked about this before, that like when we're talking about the bird flu and the chickens being killed and the fewer eggs we're going to have in our country soon, that these large corporations that make prepackaged foods, they do not care about the price. They really do not care about the price of eggs. They're not going to care about the price of oils. At a certain point, they're going to buy it because they're not going to stop making their products and go out of business, right? And since a little bit of a certain thing or any of these ingredients comprises, it could triple, quadruple in price, and it's not going to triple or quadruple the price that they have to raise at the grocery store. Okay, so that's very serious. Now, the other thing they're going to start to do is they will start to use cheaper alternatives, and that's going to really suck, quite frankly, because we got to be on top of, what we're putting in our body and how these things are changing the taste and all that kind of stuff. It says in a video broadcast, Indonesia's president, Joko Widodo, said he wanted to ensure the availability of food products at home after global food inflation soared to a record high following Russia's invasion of major crop producer Ukraine. And it's true, Ukraine produces a massive amount of food. But isn't it interesting that oil is going up, and I'm pretty sure Ukraine's there's not a major supplier of oil, but food grade oil. But this is something good. I like to see people in charge taking care of their country. We're not seeing that here. Okay, we're not seeing our president go, hey, let's stop exporting all this food and let our people eat this cheap, right? No, the club likes to charge tariffs and duties and taxes on shipping goods across the border. It's a horrible system, the way our food is transported, and then we buy food that we produce here, but we buy it from another country and pay a higher price. It's just absolutely mind blowing. Okay, but this is something that they should do. If they produce it and they have the ability to halt exports and then drop the prices, then yes, they should do that. Honestly, I don't blame them at all. So the problem is, wherever you're listening to this all over the world, your leadership may not be doing things in the best interest of your country. So you have to, all right? You have to go and store up food right now and save money. And I think it's very seriously important, because guys, remember, as everybody wakes up from the slumber of winter, right? The human beings start to get outside, start moving and stuff. There is going to be a supply chain crash. And I believe it's going to be way worse than what we saw this time last year. All right. Again, I just want to stress this. These are the things that we want to bring you as fast as they happen, so you could make educated decisions like storing food ahead of time. You want to talk about, we talk about investing and making money, but I believe that we're now moving into a place in history where you'll go back and go, I literally could have beat inflation with a can of vegetables. Literally, just like, we talked about with deaf fluid a while ago. It's like, hey, just buy up a year's worth at a good price right now, because it's not going anywhere but up in the short term. And when I say short term, I'm talking over the next 12 months. Why not buy it? And even if it comes crashing down, do you really think a lot of these items, especially food, are going to come crashing well below what they are now? Probably not. Not unless we have all of a sudden this amazing, miraculous time where all this food is plentiful, but we're still dealing with massive droughts, weather issues, supply chain collapse. I mean, so many things right now. We literally have the perfect storm. And the last thing I want for you guys, for Ninja Nation, is to be not in the right frame of mind when this crash happens and you're not able to pounce and take advantage of this. Now, right here, alternative vegetable oil prices spiked in response to the measure, which will take effect on April 28th. Soybean oil, the second most used vegetable oil, rose 4.5% to a record high of 83.21 cents per pound on the Chicago Board of Trade. Guys, this is going to be the story going further this summer. The futures on these things are going to keep rising. And I believe it's going to start to rise out of panic. And the worst part about it is people that want to just make money on the futures exchange are going to bid this stuff up. And we are going to see the people at the grocery store taking the biggest beating. And that is what really ticks me off. But that's how the world works. Right now, that's how it works. So I want you guys to see, these, like it says, global prices of crude palm oil, they've surged to historic highs, but they're being bet on like gambling on the stock exchanges. All right. So you have that dynamic, plus you have the supply chain dynamic of not being able to physically get some of this stuff to where it needs to go. So that adds more price on, more panic, more instability in the markets. So as you guys see this, I just want to urge you, start to pick up what you need now. You are literally not going to lose money, because the inflation story, none of the central banks are trying to get on top of this. The Federal Reserve is jawboning on purpose because they want you in a position where you are begging for that digital currency. And I want people to understand how serious this is. When that digital currency comes around, and they've already announced it's coming out next year, they want you in a position where you're begging for it. Guys, that's not being fruitful. That's not being blessed. All right. Being prepared and not scared is going to be this will be the greatest opportunity of your life to take advantage of the people that mocked, the people that say that this is fear mongering. We're just talking about facts. All right, guys, food is drying up. Let's do something about it. Remember, be prepared, not scared. The Economic Ninja is out.